Everyone, welcome to our kollel night every Tuesday and Thursday. בעזרת השם שיעורים, שיהיה רצון שברכה הצלחה לניסים שלום בן בכור בריס, שיהיה זיווג הגון בשנה הזה, קיריל דניאל בן מיכאל, יעקב בן אשר, פרוספר, רפואה שלמה, יגדיל תורה וידירה, שתלמידי חכמים בעזרת השם, spread the word of Hashem. We're gonna say Rufuah Shlema, please everybody daven for Bracha Bat Chana. Rufuat Hanefesh, Rufuat Haguf, V'chen Yeratzon V'ramar Amen. Also, we're going to say Ben HaMetim LeChaim, Alef Avdalot Ben HaMetim LeChaim, Leinu Nishmat Roma Rachamim Ben Mazal Nela. רוח השם תנחנה בגן עדן הוא וכל השוכבים עמו בכלל רחמים והסליחות וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. We continue in our Pirkie avot, Mishnah פרק ד', chapter 4, Mishnah 7. Rabbi Yishmael beno Omer. Rabbi Yishmael says the following. החוסך עצמו מן הדין. A person, we're talking about right now, Dayan, a judge. A judge who could be anybody judge. What does it mean? Nobody could be, what do you mean anybody could be judge? Judge, which just means that he's able to learn the laws of the Choshen Mishpat, all the 4 parts of the Shulchan Aruch, then he becomes judge. Over here, we're talking about that part of judge, which just means somebody is not being a judge, so it takes away from him the hatred that people would hate. We're going to expound and to say what does it mean. Stealing, which just means, we're also going to talk about V'shuvat Rav, which just means he's going to make a swearing for vain. V'gas libo ba'arosh shoteh, or somebody does quick and fast halacha, and he does it on a spot. We're going to talk about it. He's considered shoiteh, he's considered not knowledgeable, stupid. Rasha, chas v'shalom, he's considered wicked. V'gas ruach, which just means he has hofti, uplifting his heart. Rabbi Yishmael beno, Rabbi Yossi haya chaviro v'ahavo shel Rabbeinu HaKadosh. Rabbi Yishmael was the son of Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi was a friend and beloved to Rabbeinu HaKadosh. Rabbeinu HaKadosh loved him. V'amar b'Yevamot, Masechet Yevamot in page 105 says, La'achar shichnas Rabbeinu HaKadosh lemetivta. Once the Rabbeinu HaKadosh went to the study hall, entered the study hall, nichnas acharav Rabbi Yishmael b'Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Ishmael, the name of Rabbi Yossi, the son of Rabbi Yossi, which is Rabbi Ishmael, the son of Rabbi Yossi, enter after Rabbeinu HaKadosh, which is Rabbi Uda Nasi. Back then in the Talmud time, everybody was sitting, not at tables or benches like we have right now. They were sitting on the floor. Rabbi Ishmael balabasar haya. Rabbi Ishmael was a little bit heavy. He was going from place to place, which is inside the study hall, in order for him to get to his designated place where he needs to sit also. Vayasham Avdan, there was a rabbi named called Avdan. With Talmido shel Rabbeinu HaKadosh, Avdan was the student of the Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. V'lo matza davar chen b'einav. Avdan did not like what Rabbi Ishmael but Rabbi Yossi did. Rabbi Ishmael nera ki pisei rosh al kadosh. It looks like he's stepping on people's head. We have such a concept called you should not step on people's head, which just means if people sitting, you cannot walk through them in order to sit in your designated seat where you want to sit. Okay? Lachen tzava ki hu shipisia aram kadosh. Avdan, what he did, he starts screaming to Rabbi Ishmael but Rabbi Yossi. And he says, you stepping on people's head. Vayen Rabbi Ishmael v'omer. Rabbi Ishmael looked at him and said following. Ani Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi. He says, Ani Ishmael, my son is Rabbi Yossi. Shibati lilmod Rabbi Rebbe. I came to learn Torah from the Rebbe HaKadosh. Amar lo Avdan ki ata agun raui lilmod mi Rebbe. Avdan says to Rabbi Ishmael and Rabbi Yossi, are you worthy enough to study from Rabbeinu HaKadosh? That's what he says, Avdan. To who? To Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi. אמר לו, מי משה רבנו היה הגון ראוי ללמוד תורה מפי הגבורה? He says, is Moshe Rabbeinu worth it to learn Torah from the HaKadosh Baruch Hu? That's what he said. Amar lo Avdan v'chi Moshe Rabbeinu ata. And he says, Avdan, to Rabbi Ishmael, are you Moshe Rabbeinu? Amar lo ki Rabbecha Elokim. He says, what are you, Rabbi is a God? Amar lo Rabbi Yossi kiber Rabbi Gemulo, al she'ashama Avdan etzavacha Rabbi Ishmael ma'alivo v'o micha bayado. He says, basically, when Avdan spoke to Rabbi Ishmael not properly, nobody rebuked Avdan, whatever he did. לכן קראו רבך ולא אמר רבנו. That's why Rabbi Ishmael says Rabbecha, your rabbi. It's not says my rabbi. בינתיים בו לפניהם הלכה מעשה של יבמה. During the time where they had an argument, after the argument between the Avdan and Rabbi Ishmael, but Rabbi Yossi finished, there was a halachic question came about Yevama. ויצא Avdan לברר לבדוק. Avdan comes out and he wants to know what's the law about this Yevama. Ima gadol b'shanim v'raui lechalitza. He says he wants to check the halacha. If this Yevama she's old enough for her to be chalitza, which just means instead of getting married. We're going to explain who it means Yevama. Yevama, chas v'shalom, if a pair, husband and a wife two couples got married, and the husband died, and according to even Shulchan Aruch, in our even days, if they have no kids, the older brother or younger brother is able to marry her after 3 months. So now the case too came to them, to the Avdan, Rabbi Ishmael, Rabbi Akadosh. The case came to them, and Avdan wants to know if she's old enough to be chalitza, which is to let her go, or not. Na'ana Rabbi Ishmael Rabbi Yossi v'Omar. Rabbi Ishmael says the name of Rabbi Yossi following. Abba Rabbi Yossi Hora. He says, my father, the rabbi, says following. She'ena tzarcha b'dika. We don't need to go check if she's old, she's not old. She'afilu ktana haya choletzet. Even she's not old enough to be up to bat mitzvah age, you're allowed to do chalitza for her. That's what the Rabbi Ishmael, Rabbi Yossi says, that's what my father said. Psak Rabbi Omer kvan horazaken. Rabbi said, Rabbi Akadosh says, that's what the Rabbi Yossi said, and that's what the halacha is. Avdan bo lachzor lemakamo. Now Avdan, remember we said he came out from the study hall, then he comes back to the study hall. Now he's so-called stepping on people's head. Who? The Avdan. Rabbi Akadosh says, stay in your place. Do not come here. He says, you're not allowed to pass by people so they will move so you're able to sit in your seat. He says, Rabbi Akadosh says to Avdan, says, we don't need your halacha, whatever the halacha you thinking you know, we don't need it, stay in your place. In that moment, the Avdan, he got punished. Avdan's 2 kids got drowned. Rabbi Nachman in the name of the Bar Yitzchak says, Baruch, blesses Hashem, shemakom sheyibayesh et Avdan ba'olam hazeh kegmulo. He says, the way he did to Rabbi Ishmael and Rabbi Yossi, embarrass him, Akadosh Baruch Hu embarrassed him also so-called. Shalif et Rabbi Ishmael and Rabbi Yossi. Avdan, he disrespected Rabbi Ishmael and Rabbi Yossi. Begamara Baba Metzia. Gemara says following in Baba Metzia in page 84. Shirova chokhmato minohu ashtonot she'eh balabash tofes ganavim v'ochich ilehu al kach lefi as poskim gzar din mavet ganavim v'ayat shebarach ledukia. So it says, Rabbi Elazar ben Rabbi Shimon used to tell the government, whoever used to be a stealer, a robber, they used to kill him. And Eliyahu Hanavi used to tell, this is he did right or this is he did wrong. Not one time Rabbi Elazar but Rabbi Shimon did that wrong, which is wrongdoing, persecuting and killing a person by the government. Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi ala aris she'avad b'pardesh shelo. Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi had an orchard of fruits. So what happens? He had a security guy for this field. When this security guy came in to the Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi, he brought a basket of fruits to Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi. Mina pardesh shelo, פעם אחת הקדים אריס והביאו את הסל בחמישי בשבת. Every time this guy used to watch after the field, he used to bring Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi used to bring him baskets of fruit every Friday. Now this security guy is supposed to be watch after the field. He brings this basket of fruit not on Friday, bring it on Thursday. And Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi says, following, he says, what's the difference that you used to bring me these baskets of fruit every Friday? Why did you bring me on Thursday? Why did you bring it on Thursday? He says, I have a problem with my friend. I need to take him to the Beddin. Beddin, which means the Jewish courthouse. He says, I'm going to come and I'm going to take him to the Beddin. Rabbi Ishmael says, I'm not allowed to accept this baskets of fruit. He says, I'm not worthy and I cannot be judge among 3 judges to judge you. השיב לו דיינים היו דיינים לא דינו. והיה רבי ישמעאל ברבי יוסי הלכו בו שמע טענת צדדים. Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi, he goes to hit 2 sides. והיה חושיב בליבו, אלו רוצה היו טעון כך, והיה יוצא זכאי, ואלו רצו. So Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi, Nisim Yuhime, Rabbi Ishmael bar Rabbi Yossi, now he heard 2 sides of the story, Shammah ben Achem. Now he's saying, what if he will be not guilty? What if the guy who works for me is not going to be guilty? He's going back and forth, back and forth. ואלו רצה היה טעון כך ועצה. בסוף אמר רבי ישמעאל פתח רוחם ונשמתם מקבלי שוחד. ואני שאל נטלתי שלי, נטלתי אף על כן היין לבי נותן זכות את האריס. He says following. Rabbi Ishmael says, this guy, whoever bring me fruits every Friday, baskets of fruit, he brought it on Thursday, and I didn't even take it. And I was thinking of Allah, I have 2 sides, which side to pick? My side was going towards the guy that was working for me in a field, brought me the basket of fruit, even though I did not accept it. I want to make him not guilty. I want to make him not guilty. מקבל שוחד להדחת כמה. מסכת כתובות says, if somebody did not accept the bribe, how much he already have in his brains, what are you supposed to be doing? Which is to make the person not guilty. But if somebody accepting the bribe, how much he's able to make the judgment to the wrong side. וחוסך עצמו מן הדין פורק ממנו איבה וגזל לשבועת שווא. 3 things. There's the other dayanim, there's the other judges. And he says, I don't want to be a judge. He says he would do 3 things to himself for better for himself. He would take away the hatred towards him, the stealing, and making shvuat shav. How you say, Rabbi Nisim, shvuat shav? Swearing for vain. Katav Rabbeinu Yonah says following, Dichtiv HaDvarim, in Sefer Dvarim says, Shoftim v'shotrim titen b'sha'arecha. Shoftim, which just means the judges and the police, give in your gates. Dichtiv v'shaftem tzedek. In Sefer Dvarim says, make sure you're going to righteously, properly make a judgment. Dichtiv Dvarim tzedek tirdov. In Sefer Dvarim says, you should run after the righteous of the Beddin. זה מדובר במקום שאין דיינים אחרים. Chazal says, there's no other judges. כי אז מצווה עליו להיות דיין ולא אמנה לכלל. Chazal says, if there's no judges, make sure you're going to learn the laws of judges and you're going to be a judge. But there's other judges. Don't be rushed and first and quick and to be, I'm going to be a judge. If he's going to do that, we're going to see what's going to happen. כמו שאומרו בסנהדרין, מסכת סנהדרין, in page 6 says, שמא יאמרו דיינים, מה לי רוצה הזאת? כלומר, שמא אדון, שלא כדין מצאתי חטא. A person says, maybe I would not judge properly. I'm going to be a sinner. Maybe I'm a sinner. תלמוד לומר, בכם ועמכם בדבר המשפט. Talmud says, make sure you're going to do judgment. אין דיין מה שעיניו רואות. It says, Dayan, only whatever the eyes, according to the case, each case to case you see, that's how he's able to make the judgment. ואמרו עוד, מעשה ברבי יוסי שבא להסתלק מן העולם נכנסו חכמי ישראל. Rabbi Yossi about to pass away. חכמי ישראל came to him and visit him. מצאו בוכה. Rabbi Yossi start crying. אמר לו, רבנו, למה אתה בוכה? They're asking him, Rabbi, why do you cry? הלא יגעת בתורה ומצוות כל ימי חייך. He says, all your life, all you did is mitzvot with Torah. So what are you sitting crying? ונעמוד תלמידי מרבה. Rabbi Yossi, not only that, you have a lot of students. Okay? ולא עוד שלא התעסקתם בדינין. He says, not only that, you did not become judge. אמר להם, כי אז זה אני בוכה. על זה אני בוכה. He says, that's what I'm crying for. What is it? שלא נסעתי במשען של ישראל. He says, I did not took the burden of the Jewish nation. וקיימתי בנפשי ואש תרומת יחסרנה. בנפשי ואיש תרומתו יחרסנה. כלומר שערים עצמן מן המשפט. Rabbi Yossi said, every time there's a judgment came in, I did not want to become a dayan. כל זמן שיכול לסוך עצמו מן הדין, each time a person able to say, I don't want to be a judge, כגון שיש דיינים קובעים לדין שם, they have a judges in that city, they have a judges in this town. טוב שו לסוך עצמו על אחרים. He says, the better to let other people to judge, should not you be a judge. ולשון מרן שולחן ערוך, חושן משפט, סימן י' סעיף ג'. חושן משפט in שולחן ערוך says, in chapter 10, הלכה ג', נאמר במשלי, משלי says 7:26, כי רבים חללים הפילה. He says, many young kids died. What does it mean? זה תלמיד שלא יגיע להוראה ומוראה. What does it mean, a lot of kids die? This is Talmud, a student, did not come to learn the halachot. ועצום כל ההריגה, זה תלמיד שיגיע להוראה ואינו מוראה. ועצומים כל הרוגיה. And he says the opposite, whoever came to already know how to learn and know the halachot and he does not come and teach, he also a killer. במה דברים אומרים שהדור צריך לו, אבל אם יודע שיש שם תלמיד חכם ראוי להוראה. He says, if the generation needs him, he needs to must teach the people, go in a proper way. But if there's other Talmidei Chachamim that learn the halachot and knows the halachot, better they let them say the halachot. Somebody is not sitting to be a judge, this is praiseworthy is that person. Three things he would able to refrain himself from. Stealing, which is, God forbid, if he makes tawud, mistake in a judgment, that's considered, you needn't do according to the halacha. So that's considered stealing. Or he be hated by people. We're going to say, what does it mean, hated by people? People going to, my dear student says, my people going to hate him all the time. No, we're going to see how. And he makes it swearing for vain. לפי ששניים נתעצמו בדין לפני דיין, אינם סומכים לעשות פשרה. There's two people that go to the dayan, to the judge, and they're not able to make a comp, like a water, it's not cold and it's not hot, it's warm. So they're not trying to come to the decision where the two parties will be happy. So they do a judgment, and by that judgment, they able to, one would hate another, and they would hate the judge. Why did he did this the way he did, and why he did not the opposite towards him, benefit him. אינם מסכימים לעשות פשרה. אין כל אפשרות לדיין אלא שמזכה את האחד מחייב את השני. Sometimes the judge, what he does, he needs to say this is guilty and this is not guilty. זה יצא חייב, נותר איבה לדיין שלא יזכה וזיכה את חברו. So what happens? The person that the judge says you're guilty, that person has a judge towards that dayan, towards that judge. וגם לפעמים שהוא טועה בפסק דין. Sometimes dayan, the judge, also makes a mistake when he does judgment of the halacha. מחייב את הזכאי. Sometimes whoever is not guilty, he makes it guilty. Somebody is not guilty, he makes him guilty. Somebody is guilty, he makes him not guilty. מוציע את המעון כשלא דין. He takes the money not according to the halacha. It happens. ואם נידחו אחד משבועה, הוא רשע. So what if a person, he says you need to swear? Whoever swears is considered rasha. נשבע לשקר. He, as long as he shows his gava, he able to swear to the falsehood. אבל החוסך עצמו מן הדין, what if a person says, I'm not going to be a judge? כשיש שם דיינים קובעים פורק מעליו איבה וגזר לשבועת שקר. He says he's not going to be a judge. He's going to take away from him the stealing. He's going to take away from him the hatred and the revenge. And he's going to take away from him swearing for vain. איבה וגזר לשבועת שווא, מסכת שבועות, page 39, עמוד א', says following. שכל העולם כולו נזדעזע בשעה שאמר הקדוש ברוך הוא, לא תישא את שם השם אלוקיך לשווא. He says, Chazal says, מסכת שבועות in page 39. This is a big musar. People should never swear. So what happens? It says the whole world was shaken when Hashem says, if somebody swears for my name for nothing, we're going to explain what means for nothing. Okay? The whole world shaked. ודירשו רשימות רמזו לשווא ראשי תיבות. What does it mean for vain? Acronym. If we're going to take לשב, the acronym, לא שקר ולא אמת. For vain, which just means not for sheker, not for lie, and not for emet, and not the truth. But Yerushalmi says following, 24 עיירות היו בדרום. He says, Yerushalmi, מסכת שבועות פרק ג', chapter 3, סוף הלכה ח', 8 הלכה, says following. Hear this carefully. 24 cities was in the south of Eretz Israel. Kulam charvu. All the cities got destroyed. Shuvat shav shu emet. Because the swear for the emet, how many cities got destroyed? 24. For what? They did not do for vain. They did for emet. דכליב לשווא, דכתיב את, הקיתי את בניכם. הקדוש ברוך הוא says, for nothing, I took your kids away from you. Which just means young kids, chas v'shalom, dying. ירושלמי מסכת שבועות says, פרק ו', סוף הלכה ח', בן זכאי, בן חייב, לתשובה לא תועיל. Whether a person is guilty or not guilty, his swearing is not helping. במדרש רבה 2,000 עיירות היו לו לינאי המלך. ינאי המלך had 2,000 forests belonging to him, to ינאי המלך. כולם לא חרבו אלא שבועת אמת. All 2,000 cities, forests, everything got destroyed. For what? Because they swear for the truth. כיצד אדם היום אין לחברו שבועה שאני הולך ואוכל כך וכך במקום פלוני. What does it mean? It says, Nisim, you come with me and you eat in this place. Swear. He says, swear, and they're going. והיו הולכים במקום שבועתם. They did what they made a promise for. A swearing. אף על פי כן חרבו. Even though the city got destroyed. מה שנשבע אמת כך, a person swear for אמת, cities got destroyed. 24 cities, 2,000 cities got destroyed. For emed, he made the swearing. Nishba la sheker al chad kama kama. If a person make a swearing for lying, how much he will be destroyed? Bamidrash Tanchuma says, Parasha Vayikra, Ita, Katuv Dvarim. In Sefer Dvarim, chapter Yud, Pasuk Chav, Et Hashem Elokecha Tira. In the Sefer Dvarim says, you should fear Hashem. Oto ta'avot, work for him. V'yidabek ba, you cling to him. V'achar ka katuv b'shemot tishava. And a further pasuk says, in his name you should swear. She'im tiyeh k'otam shlosha katuv b'hem, yirat Elokim. Whatever the three things that we said before of swearing, you're going to have fear of Hashem. Ba'Avraham ne'emar, Avraham says following, Ata yadata ki yireh Elokim ata. When Avraham became fear of Hashem, when he went and he did Akidat Yitzchak, that's where he says, Hashem, Ata yadati ki yireh Elokim ata. He says, now you have fear of Hashem. Yosef ne'emar, Bereshit Membed Yudchet. Bereshit, in a Bereshit Membed, chapter 42:18 says following, Et Elokim ani yireh. Says he's the fear of Hashem. Yov nomar, Yov says, one bed. Tam v'yashar, Yov was complete, straight. V'Elokim v'sar mara, he does nothing good, nothing bad, Yov. Oto ta'avod, work. Yov says you should work for him. V'osek b'torah u'mitzvot, you should learn Torah and you should do mitzvot. V'yidabek ba, you should cling to him. Mechabet talmidei chachamim me'anei otam menechasav. Says you need to respect talmidei chachamim, and the money that you have, make sure the talmidei chachamim enjoying from your money. Amar lahem Moshe leYisrael. Moshe said to Am Yisrael, Lo tiyeh sovrim shetorati lachem lashbi'eh b'shmi afilu emet. Don't think my Torah is that you're supposed to be swear even for the emet, for the truth. אלא יש בכם אלא מידות האלו, רשאים להישבע בשמי, אם לא, אין אתם רשאים להישבע בשמי, אפילו באמת. בספר חסידים says following, סימן 418, איתי. יהודי אחד מתעסק עם הגוי, one Jewish, he was doing business with a Gentile. חייב שבועה בדין ונשמע נוטל. The Jew, he swear, and he took whatever he needs to be taken. Amar im ashbeh be'emet otzi kaspi miyadi shvuat emet. So this tzaddik says following, because I swear what I'm going to do, because I took the money from this goy, chatzi mamon leiten letzadakah. Half the money I'm going to give to tzedakah. Amar lo chacham, when is the man, Talmid Chacham says, afilu taten tzedakah al kol mamon. Says, even you're going to give all your money to tzedakah by swearing for the truth. Says, not only you're going to give tzedakah, that whatever the money that you were able to take from this guy by swearing, and you're going to add money to this tzedakah. Look what it says. Mutav shelo titen velo tishba afilu emet. It's better not to give that tzedakah that you took for their money. You better not to swear even for the truth. Ki kama krachim charbu va'avur shvuat emet. How many cities destroyed because people made swear for the truth? V'zeh Maran Shulchan Aruch Choshen Mishpat. Says following, guys, in Maran Choshen Mishpat, Siman Pei Zayin Siv Chav. Ba'im lebedin, lashbi oto. They invite a person to the bedin and they said, swear to us. He says, before, what we're going to do? Before we're going to integrate, right? What we're going to do, Rabbi Nisim? We're going to make it ayumim. Ayumim, which just means we're going to do every possible thing that you should not swear. ואמרים לו, היו ידע כל העולם נזדעזע בשעה שאמר הקדוש ברוך הוא לא תישא. The whole world was shake when Hashem says you should not say my name for vain. וכל העבירות בתורה נאמר ונקה. Every sin of the Torah, every sin of a person makes, says he should be clean. Kan amru lilo yinakeh. When it comes to swearing for vain, even for the truth, you would not be clean for this sin. Kol ha'averot b'Torah nifraim mimenu levad. All the sins a person does, it's only HaKadosh Baruch Hu would punish him only. Kol ha'averot b'Torah mekan mimenu mimishpachto. If somebody swear for the truth and not truth, from him and from his family, they're going to get punished. Not only that, other Jewish people are going to suffer because of him. All the Jewish people, they're interconnected with each other, either directly or indirect. All the sins of the Torah a person transgresses, it's only have a payment up to 2-3 generations. If a person have a merits, right away they repay him the punishment that he needs to receive. Water and fire not able to destroy them. What is it? He says, if a person with the fire and the water not able to take it, but he says somebody who would swear for lie, he will destroy a person. Destroy, that's what it says. Bashilot Shivot Chatam Sofer Choshe Mishpat. Chatam Sofer says following. Choshe Mishpat Siman Tzadik. Nishal al Mara Gil al Shoshona Afilu Nishba Shuvat Emet. Avirahi. Chatam Sofer says, yes, you know it's the truth. If you make a swear, Chatam Sofer says it's Avira, it's a sin. It's a sin. Lachen Rabin Imnaim Leshbia Afilu Shuvat Emet. That's why people does not run fast and quick to make a swearing for the even emet, even the truth. Sheken amru Chazal erev ha'erot hayu laYanai HaMelech. 1,000 cities Yanai HaMelech had. Kulam charvu al avon shuvat shav. All the cities got destroyed because they were making shuvah for vain. יש לזה סמך על מש"ס בתשובות ביוסקום לזה וגס ליבו בהוראה. What does it mean he's have a gava when he does the alachot fast and quick? שימאן לדון ולגבו וליבו גס בו מבלי עיין הרבה בספרים הפוסקים. Person right away says alacha without looking at the books and understand what the book says. להיות מתון בדין he does the judgment came to him, and right away he says, this is how he works, A, B, C, D, right away. Chazal says he's stupid, shoteh. He says he's losing his share in the world to come. He says, how is he able to make a judgment on a person fast and quick? The opposite what our sages says. The Chazal all the time, you look all the sides in order for them to come to the proper judgment. Gam nikra rasha. This person does fast and quick and is considered rasha, wicked. Mechayav et hazakai mezakeh et hachayav. When he does fast and quick, whoever is supposed to be not guilty, he makes him guilty. Whoever guilty, he makes him not guilty. Gorem l'shchina nistalek min Israel. He caused the Shechina, the divine presence, to be withdrawn from the Jewish nation. Shenemar Tehillim 12:6. Mishud aniyim me'ankat evyonim ata akum yomar Hashem. What does it mean? Amru Chazal, Masechet Sanhedrin in page 7. Kol hadayan shenotel mamon mizeh v'noten lezeh shelo kedin. With each judgment that he takes the money from this one person to another to give without, not according to the halacha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu naton nafsho mimenu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes his soul. Shenemar Mishlei 22. Al tikzol dal ki dalhu. Chazal says, Mishlei, Shlomo HaMelech, says, don't steal from the poor. He's poor. What do you mean, don't steal? The Torah does not differentiate between the poor and rich. You're not allowed to steal. So it says, Al tikzol dal. You should not steal. Ki dalhu. He's poor. You should not steal from the poor, he's poor. ואל תכה עני בשער, כי השם יריב ריבם קבע את קובעים נפש. Chazal says, if somebody is a poor and pauper, and somebody takes some money from him, not according to the halacha, he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, very close to him, if he cries, his prayer gets answered quick. לכן נקרא גם גס רוח, that's why he's considered his hofty. כי אם מלא גסות רוח לא זה דעתו עליו לפסוק הלכה בלי עיון, וישוב דעתו כראוי. A person needs to understand all the sides, to go over all the sides back to back. אבל הוא פתח בחוכמתו, a person relying in his knowledge and wisdom, ועל ידי גסות רוח נעשה תאוות השם. Abomination to Hashem because he has a hoftiness. That's what it says. שנאמר כי תאוות השם כי גבה לב. He says somebody have uplifting his heart. He says this is abomination to Hashem. So from here we learn each person, before any judgment comes in or anything, need to hear the two sides. Before we make any conclusion and any understanding. בעזרת השם, שהקדוש ברוך הוא תן לנו ברכה, הצלחה, בריאות, הרבה דסייעתא דשמיא בעזרת השם. תבוא עוד פעם וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן.
רבנו, איך בן אדם יכול להיות מאוים שהוא נותן שבועה?
You tell him this A, B, C, D gonna happen to him. Like his kid's gonna pass away, his wife,